Hey civic education students, welcome to Civic Education Online Lessons with Knowledge World Academy. Your perfect tutor here, Mr. Gilbert CJ, and we are going to continue from where we left off in the previous video. We are still looking at the legal system, and in our video for today, we are going to look at one, comparison between civil and criminal case. Then we are also going to look at legal institutions and their functions. Legal institutions and their functions. Okay, so let us start with comparison between a civil and a criminal case. How do these two differ from each other? So number one, a criminal case affects the interest of the whole community. Hence, it is recorded as People versus Chanda. Whereas, for a civil case, it only affects the parties involved. Hence, it is recorded as Chalwe versus Mulenga. For a criminal case, it's People versus Piri Chanda because Piri Chanda committed a crime against the people. A crime that Piri Chanda committed affects the interest of the whole community. But for a civil case, the wrongful act that Chalwe committed only affects Mulenga. That's why it is recorded as Chalwe versus Mulenga. Number two, a criminal case aims to punish or reform the offender. But for the civil case, it aims to compensate the offended. A criminal case is a serious wrongful act. For a civil case, it's a less serious wrongful act. A criminal case ends in sentencing the offender. But for a civil case, it ends in awarding damages to the wronged, such as settling the debts. If you have not, or if you have failed to settle the debts, the court will compel you to pay those debts. So a civil case ends in awarding damages to the wronged. Now, let us talk about the institutions and their functions, the legal institutions actually. Those were the differences between a criminal and a civil case. Legal institutions and their functions. Remember, we said legal system involves one, the rules that make up the law, and the institutions that administer the law. So those are the institutions that we want to talk about now. Institutions which administer the what? The law. So the first institution is the legislature. Of course, you know this one. We talked about it under the sources of law. So it is the highest lawmaking body. It makes laws through parliament. And we discussed what parliament comprises. The executive. The executive is a legal institution. Why? Because its head, who is the president, has got prerogative powers. What are prerogative powers? These are special rights and privileges that a president has because of the office that he or she holds. They have got special powers, which are called prerogative powers. So, the executive is also a legal institution. The Zambia Police Service. The Zambia Police Service has got a role of maintaining law and order. They play a role of maintaining law and order. That is the Zambia Police Service. We also have legal profession. So what is a legal profession? This is a body of legal practitioners, commonly called lawyers. So lawyers come together and make more like a board, a group, which is called legal profession. For the lawyers to be admitted to the bar, they have to pass ZIALE exam set by ZIALE, Zambia Institute of Advanced Legal Education. To be admitted to the bar means a lawyer has been accepted to be competent enough to represent clients in the courts of law. That is the meaning of being admitted to the bars. So for the lawyers to be admitted to the bars, they have to pass exam set by ZIALE, the Zambia Institute of Advanced Legal Education. That is about the legal profession. Is everything clear so far? Is everything clear so far, students? So we proceed. The court system. We are talking about the legal institutions, the institutions that administer the law. So we are talking about the court system. So courts are easily identifiable legal institutions. These are easily identifiable legal institutions. When you just see a court, you know to say these they deal with law. That's how it is. So let us talk about the levels of courts that we have. So there are 4 levels of courts in Zambia. There are 4 levels of courts. The first level is that of the local courts. The local courts. The local courts are presided by the presiding justice appointed by the Judicial Service Commission. So local courts only deal with civil cases and a limited number of criminal cases. A limited number. But mostly they deal with civil cases, the local courts. The second one is the magistrate court. That is the second level of court. So the magistrate try both civil and criminal cases. The magistrate try both civil and criminal cases. The third level is the high court. So let me explain on this one. There are 4 levels of courts. So firstly we have the local courts, then secondly we have the magistrate courts. On number 3, get me clear here, on number 3 we have 2 courts which are on the same level, level 3, the high court and the industrial relations court. Both courts are on level 3, but the only difference is in the case, the type of cases that they handle. So the high court is called an appellant court. Actually, all these superior courts are known as appellant courts. They are known as appellant courts. They only try cases that are from the what? From the magistrate, the subordinate courts. That is the Supreme Court. The picture that you are seeing, that is the Supreme Court. Actually, here we have the Supreme Court and the High Court. There are 2 sides. The other side is the Supreme Court. The other side we have the High Court. So if you have time, just visit these institutions. It's very important. You just get exposed to these things. Not you are just talking about the Supreme Court in books. You have never seen the Supreme Court. So this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. The Supreme Court. I have a task for you. I want you to describe the 4 levels of courts that we have in Zambia. Thank you very much for joining today's class. Revise wisely. You're perfect to time, Mr. Gilbert CJ. See you in the next video.